This is the beginning of Wasteland 3. I've played through some of the tutorial, but I still have a lot more to learn. I wanted to get through the very early stuff before starting the stream. And I'm doing something that's making me nervous, actually, because in Wasteland 2, I didn't get very far because I made sort of some deliberately weak characters, because I usually like. One thing that I like doing in RPGs is exploring what the physically weak characters are like and what it's like to play through the game that way. And I've kind of done a little bit of that here too. I haven't really made them physically weak, but I have min-maxed them a bit. So let me see if we can see their skills here. I'm still new to the game, so I'm not super great at navigating it yet and understanding it. So this is Hawk. Um, she is focused on melee combat, armor, that sort of thing. So she gets right up in people's faces, and so she's kind of min maxed because I think melee characters do tend to do some extra damage because they put themselves at risk getting up close and personal with the enemies. But so she's kind of min maxy in that she has to, in order to be effective in combat, she has to get really close to the enemy and really expose herself to gunfire. So she could get killed pretty easily because of that. And similarly, this is Coyote. Um, he's got he's a gun expert. He's got small arms skill, but let's see here, his perks. Is it his perks or so he's got like a was it called a quirk? Is that what we called it? I forgot what it's called. He's got an ability that I think bumps up his combat skills. Maybe it's under attributes. Here we go. Death Wish. Yeah, here we are. So he has more action points than you. Basically, he can fire his pistol one more time each turn, which is really ups his damage potential. But he can't wear armor of any kind, so he is also at a lot of risk. And so I'm trying. I'm going to try to level up his ability to dodge and stuff to try to keep him alive. But there's a decent chance because of my experience with Wasteland 2. Where I made weak characters and then we basically hit a point where I was unable to continue because my characters were too vulnerable and couldn't make any more progress. There's a decent chance that I might be in the same situation here. But here, let me switch over to her. I want Hawk in front.
Hey, Jerry, little brother, how goes that deluge of blood? You dry gulch them Hotlanders yet? Rastus, Jared's dead. They killed him, gunned him down like a dog. What? No! No! If I ever catch who did this, they're dead! Every last one of them dead! You hear me? My brother will be avenged!
Well, I can travel to Colorado Springs by interacting with his vehicle? Okay, cool. So those characters, the voice acting, it kind of reminds me of Borderlands a little bit. There's a little bit of the attitude that they've got going on in this game. So what I've done so far is I've arrived with the Rangers, who I think that's the organization that you're a part of in Wasteland 2. I arrived with the Rangers in Colorado. So we're from Arizona. That's why they call us Hotlanders. We arrived here in Colorado to try to somebody in some king-like character invited us to come up and we're in kind of dire straits, but he'll support us if we can help him hold on to his crown, basically. Not crown, they didn't actually use those terms, but you know what I'm saying. Hold on to his territory. So we came here and we were immediately ambushed by a bunch of folks. So I defeated the ambush, but there's only two of us left in this team of Rangers. So we're trying to we want to reconnect with the Rangers that came before us. We want to track down the person who hired us. And so I guess traveling to Colorado Springs is step one.
Major Prasad? They got her? God damn it. Fuck this place. Fuck it.
All right, so that looks like that was me completing the tutorial area. So now we're moving on to the next phase of the game, whatever that looks like. So Major Prasad was the one who was leading this expedition, and she helped me out at the beginning, but she was so wounded that we had to leave her behind to die. It's getting to be late at night. Got some stretching to do. Load times. Everybody loves load times. I mean, I'm not going to complain. The load times getting into State of Decay 2 are pretty long too. Though, you only do it the once, and then you're playing in an open world that is constantly streaming it. B-Downs points out that it's so late for me that it's early for them. Yeah, so I think if it's on the East Coast of the United States, it's like 5:30 in the morning right now. If you're in Europe, then it's like normal daytime. A lot of the folks that watch me are either East Coasters or Europeans because this is so ridiculously late at night, my time. It's 2:30 in the morning over here in Pacific time zone. Okay, here we go.
Welcome, Rangers. You may approach the Patriarch.
Ooh, we can approach the Patriarch. I'm going to raise the volume a little bit so you can hear the dialogue.
3. When there were 50. Cold logic says I should turn you away. That there aren't enough of you left to do the job at hand. But that Dorsey ambush was my fault. And I owe you more than explanations and apologies. So, here's something more tangible. The Dorseys didn't just attack you. They attacked my city. This one was trying to burn down our jail. If you want some vengeance for what was done to you, he's yours.
That's not really my style. Oh, I don't have the leadership. Dang. It always drives me crazy when I don't have high enough like social stats to see all of the options that are available. Because even if I wasn't going to take him, I still, I always want to see what they are. So it's too bad that I can't. Yeah, I'll let him deal with it. I don't want to be responsible for that.
If you insist.
All right.
Thank you. It's been too long since I've dealt with my problems firsthand. I'd like to do the same to all the Dorseys. And maybe, with your help, I will. But for now, let me address your immediate needs. It's not enough. I know. The men and women you lost can never be replaced, but it's what I can give you. I hope you'll accept it.
Oh. Yeah, I always feel like when I have something that's unlocked by a skill, I should do it. So I'm going to go with this one.
My hands don't shake. There's nothing wrong with me. And if you say there is, you'll be going back to Arizona empty-handed. Understood? Now quit asking about things that aren't your concern, and answer the question. Who you? I'm glad to find you so amenable. I hope that means we're going to get along. Now, introductions. My name is Saul Buchanan. I own Colorado, though you'll meet some who disagree. This base is your new home. From here, you'll aid my people and, more importantly, do the job I brought you here to do. Now, yes, Joe?
Pardon, Patriarch. It's Daisy. An update on the Garden of the Gods?
All right. Sorry, Rangers. Still putting out fires. Two of my best are waiting for you inside. Darius Kwan of the Marshals and my old friend Sergei Greatsky. Go see him. I'll be in when I'm done here.
That is the hugest walkie-talkie I've ever seen. One of the disadvantages of making, of going for a character style that's kind of exaggerated, it's got exaggerated proportions, bigger hands, bigger faces, that kind of thing, is that then all the objects have to also be rescaled. So, like, that walkie-talkie is just like... But his hands are huge, that's why it is. So, yeah, I know, it's kind of funny to me. guess we could talk to all these folks, couldn't we?
He doesn't know what
Pleased
he's
to
talking
meet you,
about.
Rangers.
I'm going to take down the audio just a little bit again.
Welcome, Rangers. I'm Marshal Darius Kwan, and this here's Sergei Greatsky.
Good to meet you, Rangers. Glad to see some friendly faces. Been rough around here these last few days. Dorsey's attacked us too. Snuck inside Colorado Springs and killed a lot of people. Situation's under control now. Mostly.
Seriously.
No idea. Something must have triggered the old security system. Trouble is, there's a bunch of angry robots guarding the computer that shuts them off. How you deal with them is your call. Your base, your rules.
What's my base now? I thought I just lived here.
Yep. Noisy alarms and all. Courtesy of the Patriarch. We can talk more once we get a little peace and quiet.
Alright. I can do that. Let's see. I'm not sure exactly where I need to go. Maybe this way? Oh, I can attack objects. Okay. Press X and hit the attack option. Attack. Wait, what? Why? That's weird. Okay, I don't know what was happening there. What I want to do is attack this door. Let's see if... Yeah, apparently there's a list of things I can attack, and the door is not on that list. So... Oh, there it is. Oh, so weird. You'd think that it would have started out highlighting the thing that was closest to me. There we go. And now, okay, well, I'm done attacking things. But at least I know there's something inside. How about, before I go any deeper, I save my game? I definitely learned from playing Windbound that that's important. Okay, let's not break any more doors in my own base. Okay, what? There's gotta be like a key I can have, right? Like, they're not really expecting me to get around that way. Hey, you guys, can I have a
Word
key?
of warning with those servitors. They tend to go nuts if you ask them to disobey orders.
The security computer is up those stairs.
Oh,
You can shut off the alarm from there.
I went the wrong direction. Okay. I guess we'll go this way then.
Alarm, alarm, alarm. I hate alarm. A warning to you in Uber. This is a secure government facility. You can be trespassing against. If authorization or you will be pathopathied.
Pathopathied? Okay. Okay, so I love that, by the way, the names of the skills in this game. We got Kiss Ass and Sneaky Shit. So both of these are Coyote's skills, I believe. I'm not sure. So if it's a skill-based thing, does that mean it's automatically going to work? I know when I used a skill dialogue, piece of dialogue with the Patriarch, he wasn't too happy about it. So let's claim to be the government representatives.
Please hold accessing return. Still accessing. Remain authorization provisionally accepted. Servitors will remain watchful on you.
Okay, so I managed to avoid combat. That's nice. Let's turn off this thing. This terminal is dusty and old, but when you press the power button, it flickers to life. The computer beeps and whirs for the first time in years. As it boots up, security alert flashes across the display. Every attempt to access a menu is met with command access only. Eventually, you query the machine for command's identity. It replies, command empty, designate new command? Yeah, I'm in charge. The camera flashes above the monitor, and terrible photos of your faces slowly appear on the screen line by line. Command recognized. Security alert canceled. I'm the new law.
Well done, Rangers. Good to see the place up and running.
These look like scary dudes. What do you bet we'll eventually fight them?
Oh, yes. The reason you're here. As you may know, I have a daughter and 2 sons. Liberty, Valor, and Victory. 2 of them conspired against me, and the third blackens the Buchanan name with every breath he takes. Consequently, I banished them. They've been skulking in the shadows ever since, but lately there's been rumors that I'm on my last legs. Lies, of course, but apparently my dear children believe them, and they've started making new plans.
What do you bet he has nerve damage? Hey, Gyor just showed up. Hi, Gyor! And this is Wasteland 3, since you were asking.
Ain't you smart? I'm not worried about my children defeating me, Rangers. They won't. Not even Liberty. What worries me is the destruction they'll wreak as they fail. They'll tear my land and my people to shreds. They'll burn everything I've accomplished to ash. That's why they have to be stopped before they can start. That's why you, Rangers, have to find them and bring them home to me ASAP. And when I say bring them home, I mean bring them home alive. They're my blood. Kill them and we'll have a problem. Do I make myself clear?
Yeah.
Good. Then let me tell you where they are. Victory's holed up in Aspen. Valor's under the protection of the Gippers in Denver.
Gippers?
And Liberty's raising an army against me somewhere out on the eastern plains. Anything else you need to know?
Nope, we're good.
Of course. Now, if you want a chance to impress me, and maybe get a little payback, that call I got outside was from Sheriff Daisy, the head of the marshals in Colorado Springs. She's having trouble rousting some Dorseys who have been holed up in the Garden of the Gods since their raid fell apart. Why don't you go give her a hand? Show us what the Rangers can do. That's what I like to hear. All right, let's move out.
Yeah. I feel like they wouldn't be showing us all these fancy characters if at some point we're not going to end up in conflict with them. So, kind of looking forward to that. Ooh, a deer! It's wintertime, there's a deer. This is basically State of Decay 3. Need a mission log, so okay, open your inventory with that button. Alright. And then I can get to the mission log this way. Ooh! I can increase some attributes, can I? Let's see. Yeah, let's add to her strengths more. I just love min-maxing so much. And then 3 skill points. So I can make her better at melee again, but it costs 2 points. What else can I do? You know what? She should have an option besides just melee, right? Probably. I kind of would like to get somebody who could... This is such a weird skill. I want to see what it does. So I think I'm going to level up Animal Whisperer. I'm just going to level that up all the way this time. Now she's an Animal Whisperer. We'll find out what that means. And then, okay, here we go. Mission types. Primary missions progress the main story. Secondary missions are optional side quests. You've just received the primary mission, Cornered Rat, so your next step should be paying a visit to Sheriff Daisy in downtown Colorado Springs. We've got... Okay, so... But I can see these other quests to go after the children And Valor, it looks like, is the easiest one at level 9, but it tells me what level I should be when I do these. That's nice of them. Oh, let's see if... Yes, it looks like this guy's leveled up too. Okay. Field stripping. Broken down spare parts. Okay, cool. Okay, let's increase an attribute on this guy. If I get him up a couple in intelligence, I think he'll get more skill points. Or... This looks like it'll go... Okay, getting him more action points would be good too. In fact, I think he's got... The number of action points he has, I think if I raise this, he can actually shoot 4 times if he's in a good position. So I think that's what I'll do. And then with his skills, let's grab small arms and then get our social skill up a little higher. There we go. Alright, anyway. One of my goals is to get into some combat before we have the session so you can see what
Rangers.
that's like.
Come talk to me when you've got a moment. Want to discuss staffing and recruiting, that kind of thing. Good job, Rangers. Nice to be able to hear ourselves think again. And now that it's quiet enough to talk, let me reintroduce you to the great Sergei Greatsky, who's going to be helping you with personnel.
Hi again, Rangers. Damn sorry about your people. But now that you're here, we'll do what we can to get you back on your feet and find you some new recruits. And I already got you one of the best. Meet Marcelo Gonzalez, electronics wizard, radio technician, and former dispatcher for the Marshals.
Howdy, Rangers. While you were dealing with the alarms, I took the liberty of installing a combat AI in your vehicle. Should help you out.
Should be more recruits arriving soon. Ready to tell me how you want to fill out your squad?
Okay. So we've got 2 different kinds of characters. We've got characters that stay around the base and characters that come out with me in the field, I think is what that sounds like. Yeah. So, by the way, so Reneth Cord pointed out that my voice is quiet compared to game audio right now. That's because the characters were talking, and so I raised it artificially. Usually I keep it down around here so that, keep the game audio down around here so that my voice dominates. But while characters were talking, I just felt like you would want to hear their voices.
My advice is to put together a squad with
See,
complementary skills.
Much quieter now.
Nobody can be great at everything. So, pick recruits who are good at things your current team isn't.
All right.
And you can always round out your squad with... Keep that in mind when you're choosing from the recruits I've rounded up.
All right. So let's see. So I've got... So Coyote is like my sort of gunslinging agile guy. Hawk is my big, tough melee person. Let's see who else we can get. So many. Okay, so she's... I think I've got her stuff covered. So I don't have, like... I don't have a sniper. A sniper would be good. Somebody who's good at mechanical stuff. Like Sasquatch? I like the name Sasquatch. Sasquatch might be good. Is there somebody who's got, like... Okay, nerd stuff and mechanics. Okay. Okay, I want Zeus. Oh, he's got an elemental weapon. That's cool. Okay, then let's grab... Who else? Toaster repair and weird science. Small arms, so he's going to be competing with Coyote for guns. But I like... He's got 2 other secondary skills that I don't have yet. So yeah, let's go with this guy. Professor Higgs. Okay. I guess we'll Go with that.
Listen, I can get you all the fighting troops you need. But if you meet any talented people in your travels, don't hesitate to sign them up.
All right.
Now that we've got that sorted, let's talk about the next steps. Now, you're the boss here, so I'm not going to tell you what to do, but getting this place up and running wouldn't be a bad place to start. That means surveying the base and finding specialists to staff it. Well, I can take care of the rank and file, but you're going to want mechanics, medics, an armory officer, that sort of thing. A competent helping Sheriff Daisy could be a first step. Meanwhile, I'll start cleaning up here. Anyway, your call. Colorado Springs is straight out the main gate. If you want to go to Denver or Aspen, just hop back in your car and go out the way you came in.
One sec. Forgive me for saying so, but I'm guessing you folks are gonna need as much help in the field as you will here in HQ. So, what if I joined your squad? At least until you find your feet. Great. I'm at your disposal. Lead the way.
Okay, so... Okay, it looks like... I was making a guess that companions were people who studied around the base, but that doesn't actually make sense, because the word companion suggests that they're with you. So... Their pre-made characters have their own personality and agenda. Piss them off and they can leave you high and dry. Okay, cool. So... This guy's going to come with us. And he can have up to 6 total. So he's still got 1 other empty slot. Let's quickly... Wait, not that button. Let's look at our characters and see if I want to update anything about their inventory. So he's got a flame sprayer. That's exciting. And, oh, I can... Oh, looks like they're... Okay, cool. So what helps me with the flame sprayer exactly? Huh. You know what? Awareness is something I haven't invested much in, so let's give him that. And then skills-wise, yeah, let's give him big guns, mechanics, and nerd stuff. Cool. And then the other new guy, oh, his intelligence is super high. Let's keep that trend going. And then... Do I want him to have small arms, or do I want to... Well, it seems like he's got some kind of special gun, so... Yeah, let's give him 1 each of these. And then... I don't know what toaster repair means. I know it's a funny named skill that means more than just toaster repair in the Wasteland games, but I've forgotten what it is. Oh, doing bonus energy damage sounds useful. And then... Let's see. I think there's a social skill. Well, let's not worry about social skills for this guy. Let's... Wouldn't be bad to have somebody else who can do first aid, actually. So let's go with that. And then I think Marshal Kwan, I think I can't level him up. Oh, no, he's got automatic weapons. Okay, so that's good.
Systems active. Greetings, Rangers.
Alright, let's get out of here. Let's leave the area. Yeah, let's go to downtown Colorado Springs. Gior says toast repair could mean robot repair. Yeah, I think that it's probably something along those lines. Maybe it's specifically repairing Cylons, because didn't they call them toasters? And I'm not sure. I'm crossing the streams here, different IPs. Alright, so my main goal is, I want you to see what Wasteland 3 is about. So it looks like we've got a base to manage, which I don't believe that Wasteland 2 had you actually commanding a base. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure you were just managing your party. So that's an interesting new thing. And then on top of that, you've seen how dialogue works. You've seen how different skills unlock different options in dialogue. And so now I really want to get into some combat. Once we've shown some combat, I feel like we've gotten enough of the breadth of the game that I've kind of, that you can understand, whether or not this is a game you're interested in. Which is sometimes kind of how I like to structure these. Just I always want to feel like at the end of a video you've seen enough of the game that you can get a sense of whether or not it's the type of the game that you're interested in playing. I usually try not to just do a comprehensive playthrough of an entire game where you don't even need to get it anymore. Knowing, how important it is to the people who make this game that people actually go out and buy it. The last thing I want to do is invalidate the need to buy a game. Like there was this one time when I bumped into the people who made Firewatch at PAX, and I felt kind of guilty. Like when I was talking to them, I was like, I streamed your entire game. And felt kind of bad about it. So I try to avoid that generally. Alright, so I usually walk with Hawk in front because she's the big tough melee person. Let's save the game real quick before we go any further. And then...
My son's not a Dorsey. Let him go.
Oh, yikes. There's some bad things happening over here. Is this the marshal? Nope, just the deputy. Refugee. So I've got a question. You can't actually see the minimap. There it is. So I've got a question mark on the minimap here. I don't know if the question mark means there's something I'm supposed to do here, or if it just means there's interesting stuff in this area, and that's it. This dour man looks out at the pillories with an expression of grim satisfaction. His sallow skin pulls tight over his face, and his thin lips pressed together in a hard line.
Howdy, Judge. How's your heart? Still colder than a well digger's ass?
Marshal Quan, impertinent as ever, I see. Rangers, I am Magistrate Silas Watkins. I have heard of your arrival, partly from the confessions of the Dorsey Raiders. You'll be pleased to know that I sentenced them to death for their part in the attack on the city and your convoy. They are the only instrument of justice we need. Serious offenders die by exposure. Sometimes I might grant a reprieve after frostbiters claim their extremities.
Huh.
Proceed. Indeed.
We'll have our revenge. You ain't seen the last of us.
The jailer.
We should build some more watchtowers around the garden. Dorsey slipped right past the ones we've got.
Yeah, but you need to pull some resources from another district to do it.
There's Daisy.
Sheriff.
The sheriff is a statuesque woman with graying blonde hair and steel in her smile.
Well, now you must be the Rangers. I'm the sheriff around here, but you can call me Daisy. Old Saul tells me you're a bunch of badasses, and I ain't one to turn away a badass, especially at a time like this. I reckon you already heard all about the Dorsey raid, so I won't bore you with the details. Thing is, I lost a lot of marshals. My boys and girls are tired and beat up. You want to make some fast friends around here? You could go into the garden and speak to those Dorseys for us.
And by speak, you mean shoot the everlasting shit out of them and save those hostages, right, boss?
Quan, I hear you're some fancy liaison now. Old Saul taking my people without even asking? How dare he? Anyway, yes, you rascal. That's exactly what I mean. But question him first, you hear?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
And I'm glad to hear it. The job's easy enough, if you like using bullets. Now, the Dorsey's hostages are from the fancy side of town. 100 families folk. Try to get him out of there alive, or I'll never hear the fucking end of it. And please, take young Miss Wesson with you. I need that girl out of my hair. Go in there and kick some ass, Rangers.
Miss Wesson? I might have missed who Miss Wesson was. Doesn't seem to be anybody.
How's
in
your
here.
family? My mom and pa are safe. Still haven't heard from my sister. She was working near the museum when the attack started.
Jesus. Fucking Dorseys. I'm not sure why the sheriff didn't assign me marshals, but, well, beggars can't be choosers. I am the Miss Wesson she spoke of. Lucia Wesson, daughter of Percival Wesson and Maria Reyes of the Hunt. As Sheriff Daisy told you, they and some of our neighbors were taken hostage by the Dorseys, and I mean to free them. All of them. It's a project of the Ward family, a showcase for their know-how. But there are plenty of places to hide in the garden. The Dorseys could be laying for us anywhere. We shall have to be cautious. She's making a joke. She knows very well that my father taught me to shoot almost before I could walk. And I'm the best shot in this city. You may... At last.
Okay, so we've got 6 people now. That's a lot of people. Combat is going to have a lot going on. Alright. Unfortunately, that means we're probably going to be facing much harder combat than before. There's a lot of talking in this area. So...
You got business with McTavish? Come into the machine shop. If not, then fuck off.
Okay, so that's not the way to the Garden of the Gods. What is the way to the Garden of the Gods? Wow, there's a lot of talking in this area. The young guard's face is nervous but determined. He steps forward as you approach, holding his hand up.
By order of the Patriarch, only authorized personnel are to pass this gate. Broadmoor Heights and the Patriarch's Palace.
Oh, okay, so not Garden of the Gods. Where's the Garden of the Gods? Is it this way?
Darn it, Martha. Why else would I even keep a shotgun?
Garden of the Gods is just north of Market Square. Marshal Lupinski should be out front.
Dorseys! They won't be
This
scared
here's
of
Market
a scrawny
Square.
old man.
The Arapahoe Garage is just outside the city gates.
Man, I hope you guys can hear me over all the talking that's going on in this world. Okay, so I just realized that they gave us some stuff. I don't know how to... Oh, I can change the filter here. I thought it said they gave us some mercenary leggings or something, but maybe... Or some mercenary armor. I'm thinking maybe that was just on a character who joined us. Okay, so I'm trying to filter my stuff. There we go. Okay, anyway, just messing with the inventory here. Okay, so it looks like there isn't anything that I want to change about my character's inventories, right? Well, let's see. This guy, yeah, he's got the only heavy weapon I've got. He's got some kind of energy gun. He's got an automatic weapon. She's got a revolver. Yeah, I don't think I want to change up anybody's loadout, so I guess I'll just keep heading north until we find the exit.
Jesus, loaves and fishes, Christ! That's a bomb under my stall, ain't it?
Oh, shit, Taiwan. God, it is.
We best stay back.
Okay, somebody's got the skill to deal with this thing. Would it be Zeus?
Damn it! Where are the markers?
Real quick, I'm gonna save.
Back up slowly.
Okay, I'm not sure if anybody here's got the explosive skill.
Oh, fish sticks. I'm gonna have to disarm that thing myself, ain't I?
How fond of your fingers you are. And your arms.
Okay, so I guess none of us are explosive experts.
Yeah. Let's just keep waiting.
Okay, so I can't go that way. What about... No, this is a nightclub. Dang it. Didn't they say north of the Market Square? I'm confused.
Hey, take a look at what
these marshals? Those marshals were
thieves.
colleagues of mine.
Fat champs. We got guns and ammo now. We don't take orders from marshals no more.
Okay, well here's some combat. I was planning on going to the Garden of the Gods, but this'll do. Wow, there's a bunch of thieves. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, so.
Come and get it, scumbag.
Okay, my turn. Let's start with Hawk, because she's right next to a melee fighter, and that's where she wants to be. So she's going to hit this guy with her knife a couple times, and he's dead. She's got 2 action points left. I guess, I mean, she could get just as shot whether she goes forward or backwards, so maybe I'll move her up to get her closer to other people she can hit. Okay, it looks like he can shoot 2 people if he runs up here, so let's do that. And then... so his attack is this really wide radius. I think he's not going to hit his... Oh no, he is going to hit his friend. Oh, but not if he aims at that person. Okay, well let's do that. Oh, so I still get to target. Oh, okay, good. Okay, so I separately target. Set 2 characters on fire. Nicely done. Okay, so now we've got Higgs. Higgs, so he's got 12 action points. Bottom left corner, you can tell he's got 12 action points. And firing his gun takes 3. So ideally, I would move to a position that only takes me 3 action points so I can shoot 3 times. However, cover's pretty important. So I think I am going to run him into cover. And then I'm only going to shoot a couple of times. Except, wait, it looks like he still has 12 action points. How does that work exactly? So did this thief not get set on fire? How strange. And also, why does it say 57% when I'm on the thief, but 87% when I'm off them? That's strange. Well, let's attack some fools. Zap this one. Oh, I was misreading. That 12 action points, that's on Coyote. I've only got 1 action point left. So I'm still new to this game. I'm still learning how to read the HUD correctly. So there we go. Yeah, so I can't do much more. So whenever you've got action points left at the end of your turn, you can hit the B button and decide what to do with them. So you can either defend, which means you get evasion for each of them, or you can prepare, which means you get more action points next time. So let's prepare, because I'm one of the ones that's in cover. Okay, then Marshal Quan. Let's go get in cover over here. And then I've got an automatic weapon. I'm not sure exactly. Okay, so I think what this highlighted health bar means is I will definitely do the right portion of damage. And then that other stripy portion is how much I could do depending on how many shots hit. So it's going to take me 4 action points to fire, so I can only get 1 shot in on these guys. I could take out that entire thief, potentially. Also, I'm flanking this guy. But I will definitely kill the leader. But he's on fire. He might also just get killed by the fire. I don't know how that works. So, you know what? I'm going to aim at this guy. Okay, not quite enough. I'm going to defend because I'm so vulnerable. Okay, so here's Lucia Weston. Let's do so you can do your characters in any order, which I really appreciate. So Coyote's more vulnerable than Lucia, so I'm definitely going to try to get him into cover. And then let me switch guns because I don't think I need to do that much damage. Yeah. Okay, let's hit this thief. Take him down, that's good. And let's take this guy down too. And now I only have 2 action points left, so I'll use the rest of them defending. again, because I have no armor of any kind. And now I've got Lucia. So Lucia, there's not really any great cover for her to go into, and she's only got 7 action points anyway, so she could move up like 1 action point's worth, but yeah, there's kind of no point. So I'm just gonna have her aim at... Oh, is everybody out of range? Ah, dang it. Okay, cool. Well, and I don't think, yeah, she can't go... Oh wait, no. Oh wait, no. She doesn't need... If she wants to fire twice, she can only move 1. But if she wants to fire once, she can move up to 4. So let's just do that. Let's move her up here. Not the best spot. And then let's see here. Oh, she can do enough damage to take that entire thief out. So okay, I'm gonna risk that maybe this thief leader is gonna die from fire. I don't know how the damage over time system works, so I don't know if that's even a thing to guess would happen. But I'm going to shoot this person because she can take them all out in one shot. And then, because she's not in cover, I'll have her defend. And we'll see what happens next. Yeah, not surprised. Oh, sheesh. Is he get killed by my cat? Okay, well, I certainly wasn't expecting that shotgun to do it. I definitely would have just taken that guy out early if I'd have realized what was going to happen. But at least that can happen. And then 5 action points, just still have 3 left. Yeah, let's do it. Let's run up. And then hit this person. Smash. And then I guess... I'm not sure if characters get extra... If they all just get XP for being in combat, or if they get XP for their individual contributions. Because if they get it for their individual contributions, I'll probably want to... Oh, wow, she fell.
Time for one last stand.
Huh. Okay, let's... What was that? Okay. Did we just step on Lucia and cause her to bleed? That was weird. Oh, and then Marshal Quan also? Come on, revive. Okay, so... Is everybody okay now? Looks like people are getting injured by random things. Alright, so we got a big cluster of people here. I'm having trouble aiming at anyone. Let's get rid of this loot. Okay, pick up... I like that they let you pick up loot for all of the enemies that are on the ground at once. You just basically cycle through all of them rather than having to walk up to each one to pick them up. That's really convenient. Okay, so it looks like the person who's in the worst shape is Marshal Quan, followed by Coyote. Now, Hawk, I think... What does Hawk have? She's got an injury kit that she can use. So she can use it on Lucia or Quan. I think they both have injury. He's got a gouged eye. She's got whatever. So yeah, let's use our injury kits. Get rid of these injuries. Wait, did she just use both injury kits? She did. I hope that she used them correctly. I was having trouble following what the UI was telling me to do. Okay, so he has his injury removed, but he also needs to heal his hit points, which is a separate thing. No, Lucia still has her... Dang it. So it looks like I used an injury kit on Quan twice, even though the second time he didn't need it. That's weird. Okay, well, sorry, Lucia. You're stuck with that injury now. Okay, my people are in a little bit better shape now. And I did notice I picked up some armor among that loot. So let's... Oh, what? Huh. Cool. Well, that was Wasteland 3. Luckily, before it crashed, we did actually see all the major portions of all the major mechanics of the game. We saw the dialogue, we saw that there is base building, though we haven't quite gotten into it yet, and we saw how combat works. So that you get to basically choose the order of your own moves. You're using action points. It's on a grid. There's cover. It's pretty interesting. So I really do like it so far. So we'll just sort of let that crash kind of fade into the background, and we'll wrap up this session.